Well, just weeks away from the Glasgow Climate Change Summit, Britain is in the grips of an energy crisis. A crippling shortage of tanker drivers has led to hours-long queues at petrol stations, and a shortfall of European gas, combined with a complete failure of wind power, has sent electricity prices soaring through the roof and forced Boris Johnson's net zero-loving government to switch on coal-fired power units to keep the lights on. For his reaction, I'm joined from Oxford by broadcaster and senior fellow at Policy Exchange, Calvin Robinson. Calvin, how are you?
Good morning, Rowan. I say morning. It's another crazy morning in Great Britain, and all of the queues are 7 hours long for petrol. It's just ridiculous over here right now.
Well, I remember as a little kid, I spent a year in Britain, and I remember those petrol station queues, those empty shelves. So explain to us how on earth Britain has yet again found itself in this position.
Well, it's a bit of a manufactured crisis, to be honest with you, because the government came out and said there will be no fuel shortage. There will be no fuel crisis. So the media picked up on that and said, will there be a fuel crisis? And all the people said, oh my gosh, there's going to be a fuel crisis. Started queuing for petrol, and now we have none. So it's manufactured. But the question I'm asking is why? Who wins out of this? Obviously, the fuel barons win, but also while this has been going on, while we've all been talking about fuel and queuing up, and this has been a topic of conversation everywhere, the government have been pushing forward the vaccine pass consultation. Interesting, isn't it?
Yep.
No coincidence? I don't know.
Exactly. Well, how is this going to play with COP26, the climate change conference in Glasgow? Are the British people starting to get a bit leery about this kind of conference, or are they all looking forward to it? Is this going to be Boris's crowning glory when the world adopts net zero? What's the mood in the UK, Calvin?
I believe we've had enough of this because we've got a lot of climate terrorists over here at the moment. We've got a group called Insulate Britain, who are a stint of Extinction Rebellion, and they keep blocking traffic, causing more mayhem. The average person in this country, I think, is quite sick and tired of hearing about this climate crisis. And is it really a crisis? You know, we've got just enough science to suggest that the solar system has enough to do with changing the climate as we do as people. But not only that, in Great Britain, and in fact most of the West, we've made great strides in cutting our CO2 emissions. So I think if people really want to make a difference, they need to be lobbying China. And most people on the ground are saying that at this point. Why are we hearing Greta Thunberg tell us how horrible we are? And why is COP26 such a big deal when China's pumping out so much CO2, more than the rest of the world combined?